Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now XRP is continuing to break out beyond $2, heading up towards the next major price target, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But right now in the short term, XRP is struggling around some short-term resistance, getting closer towards the next short-term breakout as we've just seen previously. So in just a moment, I'll be discussing my exact XRP trading strategy, which over the last one day has actually changed. So in just a moment, I'll be talking about that alongside the fact that Ethereum is still forming a bearish divergence right now, while Solana is still rejecting from key resistance in the short term, while the price of Chainlink is getting close to completing a massive bullish pattern, setting up a huge price target, which could be another trading opportunity. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, we need to talk about XRP because over the last one day, in fact, just since my last video less than a day ago, we've seen a massive move in the price of XRP now that the price has broken out beyond $2. And so like I've said recently here on the channel, once we see a breakout above $2, expect another quick move towards the upside. And as I said in my last video, the next potential point of resistance is close to $2.50. And so far, that's exactly where the price has gone to, close to $2.50. And we have found a bit of short-term resistance around $2.50. But once we can eventually see a confirmed breakout above $2.50, then in that case, we'll likely head up towards around $2.75 based on these previous weekly candle closes that we set back in around January 2018, because once again, this is on the weekly time frame. But once we can see a confirmed breakout above those levels, above $2.50 and above $2.75, in that case, the next major price target is that $3 level based on two different reasons. First of all, $3 will likely be a psychological level of resistance because it's a big round number. A lot of people will be focusing on $3. And on top of that, it's also this 168 Fibonacci extension, which is a major point of resistance and a major price target based on these extension levels, sitting at pretty much exactly $3. So $3 is the next major price target, but between now and then, once again, we do have short-term resistance at around $2.50, which we are finding as expected, and a little bit more resistance at around $2.75. And now, if we were to see some sort of decent pullback here, let's just say if we saw a further rejection from $2.50, in that case, I would expect a decent amount of support at approximately $2. And also, we have significant support at around $1.60 right here, based on previous resistance becoming new support, if we were to see a decent pullback. And if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 2-hour time frame, obviously over the last one day, we saw that continued breakout towards the upside. Obviously, as I said in my last altcoin video, I was actually expecting a little bit more of a cool off and then a breakout. So obviously this came a little bit sooner than what was expected. But with that being said, we still ultimately saw that large bullish move because obviously on these larger time frames, we're still clearly within a bull market. But like I just said, we do have short-term resistance right here at pretty much exactly $2.50, at $2.50. As we can see, we have multiple rejections at that exact level as expected. So that is the resistance to focus on right now, the next major obstacle that we need to break out above here in the short term. And we can see during this bull market right here, because this is on the 30-minute time frame, so zoomed all the way into the short term, during this larger bull market that looks completely vertical on the weekly time frame, when we're zooming into the short term, we can see that we basically have advances towards the upside, and then we run into resistance along the way, and then we break out above resistance and then have another major move towards the upside, and then run into resistance, see a bit of a break, a bit of a pullback, and then see another advancement towards the upside. And so that's basically how the XRP price usually moves. So right now we're just seeing a standard pullback from resistance. And once again, we can see short-term pullbacks during a larger bull market. So if we were to see a further pullback here, expect major support at approximately $2 once again. But for now, on these larger timeframes, we're looking very bullish. And so when it comes to my trading strategy right now for the price of XRP, as I said in my last few videos here on the channel, I was already longing the price of XRP since much lower prices, since all the way back down here, which I shared on the channel very transparently back then when the price was back down there at around $1.40 to $1.50. But like I said in my last altcoin video just yesterday, I said if we see a confirmed breakout above $2, then I will add to that long position. I'll think about adding to that long position. And as always, I put my money where my mouth was. I did indeed add to that long position, as you can see right here. Yesterday, this was a much smaller trade, but right now it's closer towards a $30,000 trade. And in fact, at the current rate of this pullback, it's possible I could close this trade in profits at this stop loss here. But either way, this trade is closer towards 10,000 USD in profits, around 8 to 9,000 USD in profits. Other than obviously the last day, it was closer towards around 3,000 USD in profits. So over the last one day, obviously we've had a decent movement here. And as for other entries into this trade, if we see a further pullback, let's just say back down towards $2, potentially at some of these lower levels right here, I would potentially think about adding to a long position or entering into a new long position if this one gets stopped out right here at this stop loss. But as always, I'm taking this trade right here over on Bitfinex. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bitfinex below this video. And if you use that link to make your account, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. And once again, Bitfinex is the exchange that I took that XRP long position on. But for whatever reason, if you don't want Bitfinex, there's also Bybit as another option out there, another crypto exchange. And personally, I do trade on Bybit from time to time. And if you use the link below this video to Bybit, you can get up to a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit. But that airdrop is only available if you use that link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. But with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, and right now, just like XRP on the larger time frames, we're currently looking very bullish, clearly within a larger bull run, despite any short-term pullbacks that we see along the way. Once again, short-term pullbacks are very normal to see even during a larger bull run. And as for support and resistance to watch out for, based on this 3-day time frame, we have significant support at approximately 3,500 and significant support at around 3.2k. And as for resistance, we have a lot of resistance closer towards 3.9k to 4k, and even just underneath 3.9k, around 3850, we could have some resistance start around there based on these previous highs. But with that being said, if we're taking a look at this daily time frame right now, we're possibly coming in for another retest of this previous area of resistance, currently acting as new support, and this is sitting in between around 3430 to 3560. So if we enter back into that price range, expect support, meaning buyers in this region on the price chart. And we also have to pay attention to that possible bearish divergence still currently forming as of right now. But at least at the time of recording this video, this potential bearish divergence, even though it's forming, it is not yet confirmed. Because as I've said recently here on the channel, we still need to actually confirm the lower high in place in the daily Ethereum RSI by seeing at least a couple of red candle closes confirm here in the price action on the daily time frame. And so this bearish divergence is not currently confirmed. It is not in play, but if it does end up confirming, then we might be in for either a sideways consolidation or a little bit more of a pullback, kind of like this sort of price action here, potentially for the next few days, even the next few weeks or so, if we actually confirm this bearish divergence, which right now it has not yet done. But in that case, if we actually do confirm this bearish divergence, then it's very likely that in the coming days or weeks, we'll come back down towards this area right there to test it as support. But if that area actually fails as support, in that case, the next short-term support would be sitting at around 3.3k, and we also have significant support at around 3.2k based on this level right here. And below that, we also have significant support in between $3,000 to 3050. But obviously, between now and then, we have a lot of other support areas to pay attention to. And as always, despite these short-term pullbacks that we see along the way, we're clearly within a larger bullish market when we're zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. And with that being said, taking a look at Solana, it's a similar story for Solana as of right now, because technically speaking, if we're looking at the lows and the highs on this 2-day time frame, as of right now, we're still seeing higher lows and higher highs, which by definition is a bullish trend, despite short-term pullbacks that we see along the way. So clearly, the short term is a bit bearish at the moment for Solana, but the longer term is still currently looking bullish, technically speaking. So the next major price target on this 2-day time frame is this 161 218 Fibonacci extension at around $313. But as I've been saying here on the channel, between now and then, we have a lot of short-term resistance to pay attention to, which is basically preventing the price to go towards that price target right there. So taking a look at this 6-hour time frame, we have significant resistance at approximately $260. But before then, we also have important resistance right here at around 246, which we've recently rejected from multiple times as expected. So once again, expect a lot of resistance at 246 and 260. But right now, as of recording this video, we're breaking below this level of support right here. So this should become new resistance again here in the short term, and that's sitting at approximately 232. And at the time of recording this video, we're coming into contact with this line of support at around 222 to 223. So we could find some support there, but if we break that level, then honestly, we might drop back down towards around 205 to 210 as the next major area of support. And so when we're talking about the shorter term for the price of Solana, as in talking about the next few hours or days, technically speaking, things are currently looking bearish because of the price structure here. We are rejecting from resistance, breaking below support and forming lower highs and starting to potentially form lower lows here, which is bearish price structure in the short term. But when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, technically speaking, we've not invalidated this larger bullish price structure of higher lows and higher highs. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at Chainlink on this 3-day time frame, just over the last 1 day, we've officially confirmed a 3-day candle close finally above this 78.6% Fibonacci level of resistance, which was also previous resistance back here, and that was sitting at around $18.30 approximately. So right now, $18.30 should become new support. If we see a bit of a short-term pullback here, expect support at that level. And now if we were to see a candle close on the 3-day time frame back below $18.30, obviously in the short term, that would be a bearish signal, potentially pointing towards a pullback back down towards this golden pocket, sitting in between around $15.40 to around $16 as the next major area of support if we were to break back below around $18.30, which once again should now be acting as support. And as for the next resistance to watch out for, we could find a bit of resistance at approximately 1940 to 1950 based on these previous highs right here. And above that, the next major area of resistance is basically in between around $20.60 to around $23. So in that range, we should find a lot of resistance based on these previous highs. And now if we're zooming out on the Chainlink chart on the weekly time frame, right now the price of Chainlink is still currently forming a massive cup and handle pattern, which is a bullish pattern, but only if it confirms with a confirmed breakout above this neckline right here. And if we're using this previous high as a breakout point, that's sitting at around $22, but ideally we need a breakout above this level right here, which is sitting at around $23.50. So if we can break out above around $23 to $24, then that would be ideal to actually confirm this breakout with a weekly candle close above that level on the price chart. And due to the size of this pattern, because Chainlink has been forming this pattern since the beginning of 2022. So for many years now, we've been forming this massive bullish cup and handle pattern. So due to that size, of course, that would set up a massive, massive bullish price target for the breakout for this pattern. If we first confirm the breakout, once again, the price target is not in play right now. We first need to confirm this breakout. But if we do that, that will set up a bullish price target for this pattern right here at approximately $90 per Chainlink. So from the point of the breakout to that price target, we're talking about almost a 300% move towards the upside with no leverage. So around a 280, 290% move towards the upside, which just for example, even with say a 5x average long position, that'll be over a 1000% profit, basically 10xing your money. And so this could potentially be a massive trading opportunity that could make us a huge amount of money here. But once again, I want to make it clear that right now this is not in play. The price target is not currently active because we've not yet confirmed the breakout above this level on the chart. We first need to wait for this breakout before we can think about this price target. And with that being said, if we're zooming into the short term, looking at the 2-hour time frame, we do have some short-term support to pay attention to, sitting at around 1880 to 1890 approximately. So right now, that is the short-term support to pay attention to if we see any little pullbacks here in the short term. But clearly, we're currently within a bullish trend, forming higher lows and higher highs. And even if we see a break below this support, of course, in the short term for the next day or two following that break to the downside, that could be a bit of a bearish signal. But even if that were to actually happen, when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, obviously we're still currently within a larger bull run. And so as always, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, once again, check out those links down below this video if you want to claim the extra bonuses and trade these moves like I'm doing right now for XRP. And as always, if you want to know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.